Wolverines welcome the Aggies of Utah State to Clyde Field for an in-state clash on a beautiful Friday night here in Orem, Utah. Preseason Defensive Player of the Year Jessica Duffin has not allowed a goal at home this young season. Will the Aggies break through the Wolverine defense, or will the Wolverines shut out another opponent here on their home turf? We'll find out next right here on UVU TV and the WAC Digital Network. Welcome to Clyde Field. I'm Matthew Biamonte, joined by Veronica O'Brien, and we're here for an in-state clash between the Aggies and the Wolverines. This is the third game of the year, for Utah State. Also the third game of the year for Utah Valley. Utah Valley is 1-1. They lost their first game against San Diego State, then rebounded nicely against Central Arkansas. Utah State has beaten Central Arkansas and also beaten Missouri State. Neither team has obviously started conference play. Veronica, both teams have some really intriguing players. Who are some people that we should keep an eye on for Utah Valley?
Well, certainly tonight, Utah Valley is going to have to rest on the heels of veteran senior Jessica Duffin, who has been preseason WAC Defensive Player of the Year selection. She's going to have to organize her defense quickly and certainly be great on the distribution on the attack.
Jamie Brown as well, right?
Jamie Brown's been a constant number 8 on the team in terms of her box-to-box midfield play. She's very consistent, great on the attack and distributions. They're going to have to look to play through her to be effective tonight.
And for Utah State, we'll keep an eye on their forward, Jessica Brooksby, and also their goalkeeper, Jeannie Wohler. Finally and quickly, what are the keys for the UVU Wolverines?
Well, having had a chance to speak to Coach Anderson before the match, he said defensive discipline is key for them. Creativity on the attack. They haven't used the midfield a lot in the last couple of games. They need to play through them, and certainly trust in their experience. This is a team who has not shied away from playing big teams in preseason matches, so that's what they'll be looking for tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Veronica. Up next here on UVU TV, we've got the Aggies and the Wolverines. Thanks for joining.
Okay, camera number 1. You're on. Okay, we have to feed the WAC. Make it nice and easy one. Okay, Will, what ME should should camera 1 be on?
Okay, so let's ME1 for camera 1 on ME1.
Okay, for camera 1 on ME1.
Okay, and I'm gonna route that down to.
Okay, so that's the ME1. Game camera. You're now feeding the live WAC fee on the national internet.
On the far sideline, right against the fans. A lot of action at the center line. UVU still with possession, trying to make a move here in the early parts of this game. We're about 3 minutes in here. There's a nice pass to the corner. See what UVU can do with it here on the offensive attack. There's a cross. And Utah State gets that one away. There's a fight for possession. Aggies with it at the center line. Nice pressure there from Callie Suzy. Aggies still with possession. Trying to make a move, and there's a bad pass intercepted by the Wolverines. Wolverines now on the offensive attack. There's a nice pass ahead to Libby Weber. See what the Wolverines can do on this attack. This is across to the right corner, off the head of Kelsey Anderson, and that will be UVU possession. Pleased to be joined by Veronica O'Brien, very decorated former Canadian national soccer player, played in a World Cup, also coached Division I soccer for 17 years. She's been around the Wolverine and Aggie program for a long time. You're connected with both.
Yeah, Matt, it's great to be here tonight. What a great evening for a classic matchup between two in-state rivals. A lot of history between these teams. A lot of these players have played in club soccer and high school soccer throughout the years. And then interesting relation between the coaching staff from the Wolverines and the Aggies. Both had been on the staff at Utah State together, and here they are coaching, have tremendous respect for one another. And even Alyssa Lowry, Brandon Anderson's assistant, played for Heather Cairns at Utah State University. So a lot of neat history here tonight, and a great evening for a good in-state clash.
Oh, it's a gorgeous night, and both coaches, as you mentioned, they've both been with their programs for quite a long time. It's Brent Anderson's 10th year here. He's got a above 500 winning percentage. They were very good. They've been good pretty much since they've been here. And last year, they posted their highest win total for a season, and they won their first ever WAC tournament game. So they are definitely trending in the right direction.
Yeah, they definitely have had a great start to, being new in the Western Athletic Conference. This preseason, they were selected 4th in the preseason polls. Same for the Aggies in their respective conference. But haven't been around a lot, and coaches, we don't put so much pull in those preseason rankings. We step out and play those matches, and I know for these Wolverine ladies, it's such a motivation for them to say, you know what, we're here to win the conference title.
There's a nice shot that just goes above the crossbar for Utah Valley. It's the first shot of the game that I've seen so far. That was a laser, just a bit too high, though.
That was a great shot by sophomore Sarah Sipperly, which is great. One of Coach Anderson's goals for tonight was to get his outside backs into the attack. So I'm sure he's pleased to see early on his left back having to strike that goal.
Utah State, this is the 7th meeting with Utah Valley. It's in favor of Utah State at 5-1. Is there a little extra juice and motivation on these in-state games?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, I mean, you know, a lot of these girls have grown up in the state playing together through high school and club. There's a lot of Utah residents on both these teams. So certainly if you saw the pregame, a lot of them shaking hands and hugging. So certainly there's a lot of rivalry there.
Anderson with a shot that goes over the crossbar as well.
Cassandra Anderson is one of their key players for UVU tonight, playing the number 10 position. Number 9 position. She's certainly very active, can put a lot of pressure on back lines, and that's what they'll be looking for tonight from her.
Sydney Fitzpatrick, number 8, and also number 13, Melanie Ostler, back there in the corner. First corner kick of the evening for Utah Valley. They scored first in their match on Sunday against Central Arkansas, very early on. How important is it, Veronica, to get a goal? Oh, that was a nice try there to get it inside. It was played nicely by Utah State. It'll stay down here with Utah Valley. But my question was, how important is it to get off to a hot start, especially in a rivalry game?
You know, setting the tone in any college game you play in is always important. You want to be setting the tone, not reacting to the other team. You know, you were leaning towards the importance of getting the first goal. It certainly helps. It helps the team relax a little more and kind of get into their rhythm of play.
There's the corner kick for the Wolverines. Goes off the foot of Callie Susi. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, so if you can correct me there.
Sue.
Sue.
She told me today.
Sue. Wonderful. Callie Sue.
I probably still got it wrong.
I read it a few times in the media guide, and I still struggle with it. Sometimes you just need to hear it. There's the ball at the center line. Aggies with control, and there's going to be a foul.
I told her earlier today I wouldn't have to worry about pronouncing her name because hopefully the team's on the attack and she's not having to defend a lot and I won't have to call upon her.
Yeah. Aggies and Wolverines still fighting for it. It's deep in UVU territory, and there is a pass intended for Katie Flynn, but it's tracked down by the Wolverines, and then it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Aggies. We're about 9 minutes in here. Nice play there from Cassandra Anderson, and now the Wolverines are coming the other way. On the attack, there's a nice pass. Can UVU, nice pass ahead to Sydney Fitzpatrick. She's at the left angle. She's got a look. She'll take it and just high and to the outside. I like the idea, though.
Yeah, good counterattack by UVU. Good switch to the field, getting their flank play involved quickly. Probably could have done a little more with that shot. She had some time. She got around the defender. Probably a little more patience on that shot, but good early attack by the Wolverines.
Already 3 shots for UVU. They've been more aggressive offensively in the opening 10 minutes here. Aggies and Wolverines, and now it's going to be the Aggies. It looks like they're going to have possession here, just on the inside of the Wolverines' defense. Ball is going to go to the corner. Can the Aggies track it down? Yes. What will they do here on this opportunity? Oh, great defensive play there from Sarah Sipperly.
Yeah, Sarah has really stepped up. You know, last year she came as a freshman, you know, saw about 50-50 time, and now she's been a starter this season for them, has really developed in the offseason. And certainly this team actually in the back line is still trying to work out some things. You know, they're a relatively young team. You know, they lost their defensive player of the year, even though she played forward a lot last year for them, Lexi Robinson, who's on the Wolverine coaching staff this year, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
But certainly they've got big shoes to fill there, and they're working some things out.
We're in the 11th minute here in Orem, Utah, 0-0. Wolverines have had a few shots, none on goal. They've been on the attack here early, and they have possession here, and it's stolen away. Back to Utah Valley right in front of us to Sydney Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will pass back, and UVU will reset. There's a long pass down into the corner. That's going to be possessed by Utah State. Utah State and Utah Valley. Both had a common opponent this season. They both played Central Arkansas. Utah Valley won that game last Sunday 2-0. The Aggies were in a battle with Central Arkansas. They won 1-0, but they didn't get that goal until late in that game.
Yeah, and for the Wolverines, this is actually their second look at a Mountain West opponent this year.
You're right.
Opening up the season with San Diego State, who is a team that's picked in their preseason to win their conferences. They even received some top 25 votes this year, so they went out big in their early match this year.
Nice play there from number 2, Wesley Hamblin of Utah State. There's a battle for possession. Aggies come up with it. There's a through pass, and we have a foul. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick for Utah State. About 12 minutes in here, 0-0. What do you like so far from Utah Valley that you've seen?
You know, I think they're doing a better job. You know, Coach Anderson asked them, you know, let's play through the midfield. Let's keep better possession. You know, in the past games, they were kind of passing the midfield. They were losing ball in their defensive third. So they're taking care of the ball a little better. Their first touches need to still be a little bit more sharper. But so far, they're collapsing well defensively as a group.
Got another whistle here. That's going to be another free kick for Utah State, but this one a lot closer.
Yeah, I like the tone of their aggressiveness they set, but certainly they've got to be careful on where they're giving up those fouls, because this Utah State team has been very dangerous on set pieces in the past and on corner kicks.
I'd like to bring in your coaching hat here, but when you're, I mean, from this position, this is definitely a scoring opportunity for Utah State. Do you like this free kick to be placed on the net, or do you look for a pass? Well,
you know, I think it depends on the makeup of your team. I mean, if you've got some good players that can attack far posts and get up in the air, and you can draw the keeper a little, I think that's a great attack. I think it depends. You got to watch defensively where UVU is setting. You know, there was a big space that they left between their wall and marking up, and so the player drove the ball low on the ground, whether she was attending to or not.
Right.
That becomes a very dangerous ball and a good decision there.
UVU with it. That was the first Aggie shot of the game. Anderson battling for possession, but Utah State is going to take it on the defensive side of the field. Still with possession, Aggies. They're going to go ahead to number 2. That's Wesley Hamblin. To the middle, UVU getting it now. Can Anderson make a play on it? No, but it's going to stay with the Aggies. Can't get it to Anderson, and then back to Utah State. So both teams seeming to struggle to maintain possession so far.
Yeah, and UVU is going to have to do a good job up top, because, you know, Rachel Warner for Utah State, the center back, has been one of the key players on their team defensively, and she's tough to beat.
Danger zone for the Wolverines, and a nice save there from Jessica Duffin, the defensive preseason player of the year choice in the Western Athletic Conference, and she had 9 shutouts last season. She's an exceptional goalkeeper.
Yeah, Jessica's not only is she an exceptional goalkeeper, I have the privilege to be able to work with this team on an academic standpoint. Just a great student athlete and leader. And she's got a big challenge in front of her. She's got basically a pretty brand new back line this year. Mm-hmm. She's got a true freshman starting in the center back, Lindley Brown, who in fact her brothers play on the UVU men's soccer team. And
there was an interesting story written about him that we can get into. Crazy story. I mean, I can't imagine what Lindley had to go through, but Tyler Brown last season was hit by a motorcycle crossing a crosswalk.
It actually was, a car.
It was a car,
yeah. So he was lucky to be alive, and he's done a great job. 9 months later,
that's amazing recovery considering broken leg, knee damage, and to come back and be ready. That's exceptional.
Yeah, he traveled with the team this weekend, his first time back. So exciting for him. And his brother Mark played here last year as a freshman, did a great job, and is serving a mission this year. So we got the whole Brown family here involved in UVU soccer, and it's great.
And we're happy to have the Brown family here.
Absolutely.
Wolverines on the offensive side of the field now. Let's see if they can make anything of this. Little pass down to number 21, Sarah Sipperly, and it's poked away by Utah State. Will that go out of play? Should be a UVU throw-in.
Yeah, Sarah's doing a great job in joining the attacker. She's certainly going end line here early.
Yeah, she's played great on both ends so far in the early moments of this match. We're about 17 minutes in here, 0-0. Anderson with it inside the box, still has possession, and it's going to be short on the near post. Didn't quite get it in, but another offensive attempt for Utah Valley I think that's the 4th or 5th attempt they've already had so far.
Yeah, they're getting in early, which is good for building the confidence. And Cassandra's so crafty up top. Hopefully something good will come from her tonight.
Here comes the goal kick for Utah State. On the kick, number 0, Jeannie Wohler, a senior from Sandy, Utah. She was one of the team's captains. But it's Utah Valley again on the attack. We've been on this side of the field most of this first couple minutes. Oh, almost an opportunity. That was a great cross, but couldn't connect on the header. Like the idea, though. Close one. Trying to get a number here as I think it was number 8. Sydney Fitzpatrick came running down the middle, but just unable to make contact. Aggies and Wolverines fighting for it. Goes back to the Wolverines. That's Tori Smith with it, passing outside to Osler. Osler will go to the middle. And Utah State intercepts that and knocks it back into the Wolverines' defensive side of the field.
Yeah, it's good to see the fruits labor of Coach Anderson and his staff in recruiting. A lot of these players that were freshmen last year and weren't seeing a lot of minutes. Their work in the offseason and now are here starting in the early parts of the season and looking like they have a lot of confidence in what they're doing.
Still 0-0 here. 28 minutes until the intermission. Utah Valley has been on the attack already with 5 shots. Unable to break through this 0-0 tie. Have a throw in for Utah Valley. Also will throw in for the Wolverines. It's nice that the sun's going down. Cooled down a little bit. It was pretty hot before this one got underway. There's a challenge, and it looks like a whistle on a foul. That'll go to Utah Valley as number 21, Sarah Sipperly, was trying to possess the ball, and number 2 came in. Wesley Hamlin, official didn't like it. Have a free kick for Utah Valley. Sarah Sipperly, and we've talked about her a lot already, but she played in all 22 matches last year as a freshman. That's going to probably continue this year, and she has a bright future for Utah Valley.
Yeah, she just has a great attitude, great work rate. Technically she's improved from last year. Just understanding her positioning and role in the attack. Certainly she looks good early on.
Utah Valley will have a corner opportunity, their 3rd one here in the first half. And back to kick. The corner will be Sydney Fitzpatrick, a sophomore from Sandy, Utah, Alta High School. What will come of this? The header to the back opposite corner and stays in play. There's another cross, and it hits the side of the netting. It'll go to Utah State.
Yeah, they're having some great services in the box. They're just not having effective play on the ball right now. They certainly have got to get up and challenge in the air there, or when they receive the ball back on that corner flag there, do a little bit more with it back in the service in the box. As you saw, the ball got served back out of bounds.
Yep. Wolverines again on the offensive side of the field. This is number 9, Tori Smith, given away to Utah State, and now Utah State is going to come the other way. They've only been on the offensive attack really 1 time so far.
Yeah, both teams right now pretty much are playing between the 18s right now. UVU's having a little more success in penetrating the 18-yard box. Haven't seen a lot of Utah State right now. Has a lot to do with the ball winning right now of UVU possessing the ball.
All right, here's an opportunity for the Wolverines. There's a pass to Fitzpatrick. She's at the left angle, holding, and the shot is saved by Jeannie Wohler.
I tell you, when she comes out of halftime, she's going to be pulling her hair. She's had about 3 opportunities inside that box, and those don't come easy in this game. She's got to do a little bit more with those.
There's the goal kick, and it's going to be put back, and Fitzpatrick has it for UVU. Trying to go to the center, and stolen away by Josie Dare. But the Wolverines intercept again. What is UVU doing so well defensively that they've had possession almost this entire first half?
Well, they're certainly stepping in and anticipating well. the thing they probably have to work on a little more is once they are winning it, what are they going to do? They got to think a couple passes ahead. Team players are running off the ball to get in position, but getting that third run going to get them a little more quicker into the attack and putting more pressure on Utah State right now. But they're pressuring the ball well, and Utah State seems to kind of haven't found their rhythm yet. And this is a team, Utah State's very capable of finding it, so the more that you can keep them out of it, the better.
There was a substitution in the meantime. Sarah Callister came in for Sarah Sipperly. She had the throw in, then there was a challenge for the ball right in front of us, and Utah State came away with it, but now it is going to go back to Utah Valley. Been a struggle for the Aggies to really put anything together so far. The few times they've had the ball, they've given it right back.
Sarah Callister is a good sub coming in. Probably it's kind of an equal flip with her and Sipperly. They're both very pacey players. Sarah, great job by number 3 there for Utah State.
And just over the crossbar, that was Jessica Brooksby. Forward for Utah State. Yeah, that was a good look. Just a little high.
As I was saying, mentioning Sarah, she's the one luxury she probably has a little more. Sarah used to also play forward, so she's used to going forward, so which is always nice. And outside back, if you can get them to defend well and they're used to going on the attack, you don't have to tell them to get going.
Yep.
So that's a nice switch out to give Sarah a few minutes break here before halftime.
Stolen by the Aggies. That's Jane Robeson. Aggies now looking for another offensive opportunity. We're about 23 minutes in here at Clyde Field in Orem, Utah. Both teams have had a couple good cracks at it, but no one has been able to break through.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous shot by Jessica Brooksby from Utah State. She's certainly a player that UVU Wolverines need to keep an eye on, as she was their leading goal scorer last year, one of the top players in the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, Brooksby, for her career, 7 goals, 6 assists, 20 points. She is definitely one of their most dangerous offensive players. Can't give her those kind of looks going forward. It's only going to be a matter of time before another opportunity will go in for her.
Yeah, and the center backs from the UVU's doing a good job of collapsing on her. She's got to get a little more dynamic in her movement up there, Brooksby, to cause a little more problems if she's going to break through. This is a team that historically the Wolverines have not let up a lot of goals over the history of them. Last year they had 9 shutouts, probably I think it was a school history, a record or history.
Yep.
So certainly she's going to have to be a little more active to get her team on the attack.
Aggies still on the attack. Can they get a good look here and maybe take the lead on the road? But the Wolverines' defense has been splendid so far. And there's another interception for the Wolverines, and stolen right back by the Aggies, given back to the Wolverines. Back and forth, and now we've got a through ball for, it's poked away by number 17, Rochelle Warner for Utah State, kind of ending that attack for Utah Valley.
Yeah, she's a really strong center back for Utah State there. Reads the game well, but this is an example where Coach Anderson is talking about we've got to do better in possessing and taking care of the ball. You know, they're winning the ball, they're getting to go on the attack, they're catching Utah State off balance a little, but then they're giving it right back.
Yep.
So that's something they need to focus on here.
Callister with it in the corner, trying to beat the Aggie defender. Still with the ball, and now it's Anderson with it. Back to Callister. Callister advancing the ball. Jamie Brown to Anderson, and now the Wolverines have an opportunity here. Can they get a shot on goal? Anderson flips it up, and it's knocked away by the Aggies, who had headed back into play. It's Fitzpatrick with it now.
Anderson trying to use a little of her craftiness up there to get that ball in.
There's a nice shot on goal, but it's going to be saved by Jeannie Wohler for Utah State. So a couple good cracks by Utah Valley, but nothing too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely getting shots on frame, which is always a plus. You get something on frame, you don't know what's going to drop.
Right.
But certainly nothing too dangerous that the keeper of that experience level hasn't been able to handle.
It's going to be a Utah State throw-in as that ball went out of bounds on Callister. Harmon breaks the defense, still going, crosses the center line, but now it's broken up.
Great tackle by Libby Weber there, sorry.
No, yeah, absolutely. Well said. Now Utah Valley coming the other way. But it's going to be stolen by Utah State. So we've seen both teams really struggle to put anything together. We've got a run down. Callister is going to kick that one back to Duffin and stop the Aggie attempt there. 19 minutes left here in the first half. You know, it seemed like the first 10 minutes, there was a lot of possession for Utah Valley. They were getting some good looks. The last 10 minutes, I don't know if anyone's really had possession. It's just been back and forth.
Yeah, there's been a lot of open run and play here and kind of seeing what we can push forward and stick through. And
there's an opportunity for Utah State. Oh, what a defensive play. Incredible. That was Sarah Callister, the first sub into the game. Jessica Duffin was not there, so if the Aggies got a clean look, that was going in, and she was able to stop that for the Utah State corner. But wow, great defensive play.
Yeah, those are one of those tough plays where, you know, as a keeper, do you still let your defender still keep trying to defend there? She left a little early. She did make a good tackle, but Sarah, great second effort to keep that ball from going in. Well done for her.
It looked like when she made that move and went to the left that she was going to have a clean look and tap it in, and Callister came in for the tackle and stopped that attack. The header is to the left, back on that far post. Not really any type of danger there, and the Wolverines avoided going down 1-0.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't a great header, but the unfortunate thing there, she was left wide open. If she had just rotated her shoulders a little, she might have had a ball in frame there. So the Wolverines are going to have to watch that mark up a little better in the box there.
Abby Jamison, a junior from Tyler, Texas, is in for the Wolverines from Melanie Osler, second sub of the game for Utah Valley.
Yeah, you don't see in college games all the time a lot of the outside back positions being subbed that often, but Wolverines, they have had the luxury to have a lot of great flank players to be able to rotate players out and play a very attacking style out of the back, which is very taxing on players. So it's nice to see that he has that group of players that can play those positions and be strong all night long in there.
There's going to be 4 more subs in a moment, 2 from Utah State and 2 for Utah Valley. There's Anderson with it in the middle. Can she get there? She pokes it ahead, but it's going to be picked up by Wohler of Utah State. 17 minutes till the first half intermission. Fitzgerald is going to possess it for Utah Valley in the corner. Let's see what will happen here for Utah Valley. Fitzgerald going to the center, pulls back. Nice move to clear up a little space. Will the Wolverines get a quality look here? And that one's going to go out of play to Utah State.
You know, for all the looks that Fitzpatrick's had, you have to compliment the fact that she just loves to take you on 1v1, and that's what you want in an attacking player. Someone that has the confidence to do that and just keep going and plug away at it. She's certainly going to eventually be rewarded for it here.
Lexi Feliz, Brianna McCarter, and Angie Tim in for the Wolverines. Major substitution for both teams here with about 16 minutes to the first intermission. Well, the Aggies get possession here, and it's kicked out of play by Josie Dare.
It's good to see Lexi Feliz back in the lineup. Lexi has been a strong player for the Wolverines, but unfortunately suffered a little bit of an injury last year that kept her out for the year. So it's good to see her back on the field.
Free kick coming for Utah State. They'll go into number 24, Jane Robeson. Utah Valley intercepts. See what they can do with it here, as Utah State has been pressing a lot more these last few minutes. I believe they only had 1 shot through the first 15 minutes of this match, and they've cranked it up a little bit here as we get ready for the final 15 here in the first half.
Yeah, the Wolverines are doing a pretty good job defensively. They just got to possess the ball a little better on the attack.
And they were doing such a great job at to start this game. First 15 minutes, a lot of possession and a lot of there were some good looks. We haven't seen that since.
Yeah, they got good intentions. Just got to take care of the ball a little bit more, and they've been doing a good job overall, because really Utah State, you know, as strong as they are, they really haven't gotten going on the attack. They've had some looks, but nothing dangerous at this point in time.
Nice turnout here on a wonderful evening in Orem. Stands are full for this in-state matchup between the Aggies and the Wolverines. Callister to McCarter. She's got some space. Let's see what happens here. She tries to go to the back corner, but no one was there, and it'll go to Utah State.
I want to say I think she was trying to take a shot.
You
and
think?
She had that look, and she wants that back.
Yeah, I wasn't able to tell. There was a couple Wolverines in the vicinity on that far post. Aggies and Wolverines, and it looks like the Wolverines will get the possession back. Back to Duffin. Duffin will chip it ahead on that right side to Libby Weber.
Yeah, Utah State's giving them a lot of time in the midfield right now, and like to see them just do a little bit more with the time that they do have to get a little better on the attack.
McCarter with the shot on the far post, but a good save there from Jeannie Wooler. In a situation like that, you know, as a former coach, is that a shot that you want your team taking, or do you want to be a little more patient and find a look closer to the net?
Well, you know, for her, that's in her range. I've seen Brianna a lot, even in her practices. That's not uncommon for her.
Yep.
So, you know, I'd be okay with her taking that shot. You know, she didn't have a lot of pressure on her. She probably could have gotten a few steps closer to set up for that. But I would want to, you know, my player, if they feel they have the confidence to shoot, let's go and shoot.
Let it rip, huh? Understandable. Utah Valley has definitely outshot Utah State so far in this match. Both teams have had a few shots on goal. 0-0. We're about 33rd minute here in this in-state match. Aggies and Wolverines fighting in front of the fans, and Aggies come away with it, but they give it right back to Utah Valley. Lindley Brown to Duffin. They are pinned back in that corner. Now they get it out ahead. Nearing the center line. Anderson is going to come up and get it. Still near the center, and the pass is stolen by the Aggies. They're coming the other way.
Oh, good effort back for Cassandra there to break up that play.
No whistle. Oh, the late whistle. I thought they were going to let that one go. But they're going to give the free kick to Utah State. This will be their second free kick from this area.
You got, like, you know, Lindley Brown's freshman, her first college season, only about 4 games in, and not afraid to stand up. The former top goal scorer for Utah State, you know, a senior player here, junior player.
The leading goal scorer for the Aggies. Back on the free kick, Jessica Brooksby. What will she do here in the 34th minute? There's the cross. No connection. Can the Aggies get it in? No, it's denied. Another stellar defensive play by the Wolverines, as it looked like the Aggies had a good look. No, they still have possession in threatening territory. This is dangerous for the Wolverines, and kicked away.
Yeah, that was a great service in on the free kick there. Bri Brooksby, a little bit of a scramble to clear there, and Jessica Duffin came up with a great save. They certainly were in a goal scoring position right there inside the box.
Anderson and the Wolverines are able to gain possession here in the 35th minute. It looked like a shove there from number 5, Josie Dare, and it's going to go to Utah Valley. Starting to get a little more physical, too.
Yeah, I think when you know you're getting a little frustrated, things aren't going the way you're hoping them to go. You know, the intensity picks up a little, but it's in-state rival. Everything goes tonight.
There's a fight for possession. Aggies come away with it. That's Dare. Trying to get it out in front of Josie, but unable to, and the Wolverines take control. Duffin to Brown.
Yeah, Utah State right now is making it a little easy for the Wolverines. They're not springing their outside backs that much into the attack. So it's allowing the flank play of the Wolverines to get going a little bit here.
And the Aggies have been down here on the offensive side for them for about the last 10 minutes or so. Most of the action to start this match was in favor of Utah Valley and their offense and their opportunities, but Utah State's done a nice job. There's a errant pass that goes out of play, and we'll have a throw in for Utah Valley, but Utah State's done a nice job to kind of switch field.
Yeah, they definitely picked up a little notch here at the end here. That's always a challenge. You got, the Wolverines put in quite a few subs here at the end and trying to get that group into a rhythm and bringing up the level of play and keeping it. So they certainly have got to pay close attention to that.
Going to have a Utah State throw in down in the corner. And Utah State is able to come away with it. Down the line. It's going to be picked up by Lexi Feliz. Now we got Libby Weber near the center line. Nice defensive play there from Tarukina of Utah State, and they're going to pass the center line and go on the offense. Great play there from Jessica Duffin to come in and eliminate any opportunity.
Yeah, Abigail Jameson did a great job there to screen the player to get on the attack, to allow Jessica to come get that ball. It was good defending there.
And that was Brooksby again, so she's been aggressive offensively. But as you said, Utah Valley did a great job to eliminate any opportunities there.
Yeah, Brooksby certainly is someone that they don't want to spring forward.
No, absolutely not.
She's certainly got natural goal scoring tendencies. Like you see her early strike on the ball. She's very, very dangerous.
We're in the 37th minute here, nearing the intermission. It's been a back and forth. Utah Valley came out hot. Utah State has settled them down a little bit, and they've had a few opportunities of their own.
That's another outside back that got forward on the attack for the Wolverines and created a corner kick. Coach Anderson's got to be liking that.
It's going to be Jameson out there in the corner, the fourth corner kick for Utah Valley. Their three previous corners, I'm not sure that any of them resulted in any shots.
No, they had some great services in the box, but no one really got on the end of them and did anything with them, so that's something they got to look to get aggressive here on the attack here.
Jameson, a junior from Tyler, Texas. And it goes into the side netting and out of bounds.
Yeah, set pieces are hard to come by, and you certainly got to do a little more than that. You got to at least get the ball in play inside the 18 if you're going to have a chance here. So something they're going to have to look to. I think that's about two they've actually struck outside, not even near the frame.
39 minutes in, 0-0 here in Orem. Utah State leads the season, the career series 5-1. Utah Valley would love to have an opportunity to take down a Mountain West opponent.
Well, if there were a time, it's tonight. Clydefield has been great to the Wolverines at home. They have a great home record.
Yep.
As you said, this is an amazing crowd we have. We have standing room only out here in this
standing
rival.
room only. Yes. It's incredible. Coming off a great year last year, I know that the Wolverines want to improve, and they've got an opportunity here. Let's see what happens. We're going to go into the corner. We've got an opportunity for Anderson, but it goes high over the crossbar. That was a good look, though.
That was a great service by Brianna back into the low on the ground. Her midfielder running on. Great ball back.
As we were saying, last season, great season for this women's Wolverine team. They were 13-7-2. 13, that's the highest win total they've had. They were 7-3 in Western Athletic Conference play. And they won their first WAC tournament game last year. And like you said, they brought some people back. They've got a great young core, stellar goalkeeper. I think we can expect the same, if not more.
Yeah, this team certainly has high expectations from themselves. And the coaching staff for the Wolverines, I mean, across the board, I mean, they have high standards in what they expect from these students in the classroom and on the field. And you know, most college coaches have certain teams, certain conferences. You'd say if you have a 10-win season, you're doing pretty good.
Yep. Aggies and Wolverines back and forth on the Aggie defensive side of the field, and it gets kicked out of play, and it'll be a Utah State throw-in. Kelsey Anderson to throw it in for the Aggies. 4 defenders for UVU right there. They're going to intercept it. See if they can make something out of it with about 4.5 left here in the first half. And nothing comes of that from Anderson. And now the Aggies will have a goal kick.
Anderson's been all over the field. She started up in the number 9 position. She's back into the midfield here, playing this latter part of this half. It's just been working like crazy out there.
Sheridan Fox trying to get in on the action. She's one of 2 Wolverines this season who have scored a goal. That came against Central Arkansas. Aggies unable to clear. No, they are able to clear, as it looked like the Wolverines were going to come in and regain possession. Oh, this is going to go against the Aggies. Do we have a card? No. But it is going to be a free kick for Utah Valley. I never know how to read an official. When they stand there, are they going to sneak out the card, or is it just a kick? What's the trick to figuring out what they're going to call?
On average, officials are not trying to card players. I think they get a bad rap a lot of times. They certainly are looking for, is it really an infraction? They want to let the players play as best they can, but, they got a responsibility to keep the safety of the players, and so we just got to trust their judgments best as be. And I say this jokingly, having been a former college coach who always yelled at officials.
It's a little different when you're on the mic and not in the heat of battle, huh?
Yeah, this is true.
We got less than 3 minutes left here in the first half. A lot of opportunities early for both teams. The last 10 minutes or so, it's been a little back and forth with fewer offensive opportunities. There was that one shot, though, by Anderson that sailed over the crossbar. That was a good look.
Yeah. There's been some great things going on between the 18 and 18-yard box, but neither team has really been able to penetrate that final third really well.
We have a nice play here from Utah Valley. Can they make something of it with about 2 minutes here in the first half? Libby Weber gets by the defender, approaching the box, chips it up. Oh, just over the crossbar. That one was close. Probably, what, 6 inches, a foot over the crossbar?
Yeah, and I'm okay. You know what? She saw an opportunity. She took a shot. She probably would like it back to strike a little better. But certainly, she's thinking, I'm scoring. Here I'm coming.
Let's look at the replay here. Just over the top of that. It was a little farther up than 6 inches. Probably about 2 feet on second look, but still a quality.
It sounded better when you said it was so close.
Hey, live it looked close, and it was still close. 2 feet is relatively close.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a great look. Free kick for the Aggies, trying to go down into the box, but unable as the Wolverines headed out. About a minute left here in the first. So we're about halfway done. What have you liked from Utah Valley, and what do you think is something that they can sharpen up?
Well, I think what I like, Coach Anderson talked about in the pregame that he wanted to see a little more creative in the attack. You can see them thinking about it. You can see them trying, making good small touches around the box. I think what they're going to need to clean up is their finishing looks at goal. They're getting the looks, but they're not having great strikes on the ball. So I think that's been good. I think they've been defensively sound, which was another one of their goals for the half. And then, certainly I think that's probably the biggest thing going into the half for them is, can we stay defensively sound, but just get a little more creative on the attack, a little more patience on the attack in terms of striking the ball.
Yeah, we are about out of time, about 15 seconds left here in the first half. Can the Aggies make anything of these final seconds before the break? Doesn't look like it. We'll see what happens here. Oh, there is an opportunity. Duffin, and the shot is just to the outside on that near post. Wasn't able to curve back in and really be a true threat, but surprised that they got that look right as the horn went off.
Yeah, that's the ugly of the soccer world. You've got to play every minute and every inch, and those last seconds where coach is having a heart attack on the sideline.
I really didn't believe myself when I said that I thought, were they going to do anything in the final 15 seconds? They had a quality look just to the outside. And we're going to go into the break 0-0. Just a couple feet off that top right corner. Both teams have had looks. Neither team able to get one into the back of the net, but this has been a competitive match here in Orem, Utah. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more action here on UVU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
All right, we are back here at Clyde Field. It is 0-0. It's been an interesting first half as Utah Valley University, they were ready to go from the opening whistle as they were on the offense for about the first 15 minutes. But then Utah State kind of regrouped. I don't know if it's being on the road, but they kind of settled into play. And they were on the offensive attack. They had a couple quality looks from their star forward, Jessica Brooksby. But the Wolverines defense has done a nice job. In particular, there was one play where Duffin came out and Brooksby kind of went to the left. Looked like for a moment there she had a look with Duffin away from the net. All she had to do was tap it in. But Sarah Callister, a 5'4" sophomore defender from Mercer, California, slid in on the tackle and knocked the ball out of play. It was a great defensive play to thwart the offensive attack, and those have been kind of the highlight moments. And the last kind of opportunity we had for Utah Valley was Cassandra Anderson had that look from straight on, went over the top of the crossbar. So, all right, let's bring in, enough of me. Let's bring in the person who really knows what she's talking about, Veronica. You know, if you had to pick one player for Utah Valley that really stuck out to you and played an exceptional first half, who would that be?
Oh, geez.
Putting you on the spot here at the halftime show.
I thought there was a lot of good things that various players did, but, what caught my eye is, you can't help watching Cassandra Anderson. She's always on the move. She's always looking to make something happen. So she was someone I liked watching. I know Cassandra well. And I know she's probably going, gosh, I need to do more for this team, but she certainly was something that caught my eye. Lily Brown, caught my eye simply because she's a true freshman. She doesn't have a lot of college games under her belt, and she's dealing with a very aggressive, strong attacking player from Utah State up top, leading goal scorer for them last year. And I thought she was really solid in terms of when she chose to step in and tackle, and she's going to get more comfortable as time goes by.
All right, let's go to the video here and check out some highlights and plays from that first half. There was a few opportunities that I think are worthy of seeing again that we saw replays there in the first half.
Utah Valley University.
We've gone to the campus.
Hey, it's a good this is a trial run.
UVU
right?
is located in
What do you want us to do for the next 10 minutes?
Students come to UVU for many reasons. Some like the environment and local culture, while others appreciate the one-on-one support and small class sizes. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain. UVU provides an experience students can't get anywhere else.
I came here from out of state, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's different from home, but I love being here. The environment at UVU is very welcoming, very friendly. I just love being here. It's, I just feel like I fit here perfectly.
As an open admission institution, UVU's structured enrollment policies put students on a path to success. With a unique dual mission, UVU is a vibrant teaching university with accessible community college programs. The university provides a broad spectrum of degrees, from certificate and diploma programs to associate, bachelor, and high-demand master degrees. Active outreach efforts foster local partnerships that benefit both the community and students. At UVU, students are immersed in the academic and practical sides of industry, while unique programs integrate teaching and service learning, giving students a rigorous and well-rounded education. UVU is home to the acclaimed Small Business Development Center and Manufacturing Extension Partnership. With these resources and more, UVU makes a significant impact both economically and intellectually. UVU is known for its ability to connect classroom experiences with professional and civic pursuits. This means students use the theories and foundations taught in the classroom and apply them in real-life situations. Whether a student is an automotive or biotechnology major, by the time they graduate, they'll not only have a degree, but a substantial resume as well. UVU continues to grow and evolve as a world-class student-centered institution focused on engaged learning. From personal financial planning to emergency services, UVU has some of the top programs in the state and nation that prepare our students to enter the workforce.
The exact same software that I use at work every day, we use inside the classroom. And the first day on the job, I was able to complete any task that I was given. And I can accredit that to my professors.
We have actually one of the nation's largest software libraries. The main benefit that we find for the students is that they can go out with a really usable skill and actually make an immediate impact in the career or the job of their choice.
Roll camera. Rolling.
Engaged learning at UVU is really significant because working with the staff and also the students, I've had multiple opportunities to go outside of school and go and work on real sets where I got to experience everything firsthand. It's fun to learn the stuff from the books and learn it from the teachers in the classroom, but it's even better when you can get to go out there and experience it for yourself.
Because of this engaged learning model, UVU students have the opportunity to develop strong connections with outstanding faculty and staff. UVU faculty are scholars and professionals in their fields. They are dedicated to sharing their expertise with students and helping them succeed. UVU's expert faculty expect excellence from themselves and their students as they lead the way to academic achievement. The School of the Arts is home to Juilliard-trained faculty and has won several prestigious National Theater Awards at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. UVU's success spans disciplines with the College of Science and Health receiving major grants funding scholarships, and the School of Aviation celebrating its founding more than a quarter century ago. As a Fulbright pipeline, UVU is also bringing international expertise into the classroom and helping students rise to new levels of excellence. In addition to outstanding faculty, UVU recognizes the need to focus on the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. Qualified graduates are in high demand in these fields, and in conjunction with a statewide initiative, UVU is stepping up to the plate, preparing students to meet the needs of the community and workforce.
I actually didn't know you could do research as an undergraduate until about 6 months ago, and it kind of blew my mind. And it really gives you a different experience, as opposed to the teacher-student in a classic classroom where you're doing a lecture. You really feel like you're part of the research, and you feel like you're a colleague, and you know that when you're done, this isn't just something that's a class project. It's not just a presentation or a PowerPoint or a report. This is something that is actual research that if you put it on your Vita or your resume and you present this to people, this is going to help people in the future. And so it's just the opportunity to do more.
With the help of supportive faculty, UVU students continue to claim top honors across disciplines as they apply new skills and practice their craft. Mechatronics students from the College of Technology and Computing Science brought home national medals, and digital media students received an Oscar nomination for a student animated film. UVU is also home to Utah's only 4-year biotechnology program, as well as the state's first 4-year geomatics degree. UVU's interconnected campus and new facilities such as the Science Building and the Student Life and Wellness Center support students in their educational pursuits.
I walk through the halls and I see President Holland, and he stops and shakes your hand and wants to know how you're doing, and you can tell that the people genuinely care. I don't think there has been a day on campus where I haven't walked through the halls and somebody hasn't handed me a flyer that says, there's an activity going on today and tomorrow and the next day, come to it. And there's activities in the courtyard. There's been movie nights, there's been True Wolverine, there's been soccer games, dances, and every single activity that I go to, you can just feel that people are excited to be there, and people love the college lifestyle and the lifestyle of UVU.
Thanks to the foresight of university leaders, strategic expansion on campus will add more than 425,000 square feet of elbow room to accommodate expected growth and better serve our students. The new classroom building added a much-needed 34 additional classrooms and a 1,000-seat auditorium. With the expansion of the We Care Center, student parents will receive even more support as they work to complete their degrees while balancing family life. The new Student Life and Wellness Building, complete with a reflection center and fitness facilities, provides students with 170,000 square feet for body, mind, and spirit. A university experience would not be the same without the excitement of top-notch athletics. UVU competes in the WAC and is already winning championships. With the addition of an NCAA Division I men's soccer team, the only one in the state, and a coach with Real Salt Lake roots, UVU is poised for success. Beginning a new college experience is exciting, but it can also be an adjustment. At UVU, programs like orientation, freshman convocation, and the freshman reading program make sure students get the best start possible. There's also an abundance of campus life and activities to help students get involved and feel at home.
You feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And the environment here is something that if you're willing to try and you're willing to put yourself out there to make friends, you're going to become part of that UVU environment that's something bigger than yourself. And I know I've said it a lot, but I love UVU and I love the environment that's here.
As Utah Valley University continues to grow as a student-centered institution and rise to new levels of excellence, students become part of a supportive university community, committed to enriching lives and preparing students for success. With even more new programs, resources, and facilities slated for the near future, UVU is an institution on the rise.
Welcome back to Clyde Field. We're at 0-0. Let's go to the first half highlights here. Let's see what happened in the first half. A lot of interesting scoring opportunities for both teams, and we'll get to those in just a moment before we get to the second half. And all right, here's the highlights. There's that first look by Fitzgerald. There's an attack by Anderson. UVU has definitely had their fair share of opportunities, but as Utah State has as well, but especially early on, it was all Utah Valley, and then it kind of seemed like Utah State settled in.
Yeah, UVU certainly had more of the attack. If you look at their stats, they outshot Utah State 9-5 in the first half and had 4-1 on the corner kick opportunities.
There's a free kick from Utah State.
Thanks. Well, someone get out.
All right, well, we got about 30 seconds before we start the second half. I know we touched on this briefly, and I'll let you have a drink of water before I ask the question, but I know we touched on this briefly, Kimberly, but if there's one area that you think UVU can just fine-tune a little bit, what would that be?
Taking care of the ball in the attacking third. I think being a little more patient in their shots and having good strikes at goal. And, they're getting in and they're taking the shots, but having the confidence to put one away.
All right, and both teams are back on the field. We're ready for some more action here in Orem, Utah.
And I gotta say, UVU really dodged a bullet there in the final literal seconds of that first half as Utah State sprung free, fired for that top right corner, but it would just miss to the outside, and that was the last play. Oh.
Yeah, UVU actually dodged about 2-3 bullets there when Utah State got inside the 18 there.
Wolverines instantly at that right angle inside the box, and it's going to go off of Utah State. We should have a UVU corner. That is exactly how I think Coach Anderson would have liked to start the second half.
Yeah, I was just thinking that a great quick start for them. They're already down there and having their 5th corner kick of the game.
Here are a couple quick stats from the first half. Utah Valley had 4 corner kicks in that first half. Utah State only had 1. 9 total shots by Utah Valley compared to 5 for Utah State. There was 1 shot on goal for Utah State. That was by Wesley Hamblin. There were 2 shots on goal for Utah Valley, 1 coming from Libby Weber and 1 coming from Sydney Fitzpatrick. Utah Valley again on the attack, but they're going to give it back to Utah State. All the way through. Here's an opportunity for the Aggies. Oh, off the foot, unable to handle, because that was going to be a really solid scoring opportunity for the Aggies. But now the Wolverines are back defensively. I'm sure that's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd like to have that touch back, but UVU certainly threw a lot of numbers forward and got caught on the transition, and their back line got caught a little flat on that through ball there. They're pretty fortunate that she had a missed touch or she would have been into goal.
That's their second time in the last few minutes if you go back to the final minute of that first half where Utah State's found a way to break free with only Jessica Duffin between them and a score. And got a whistle here. It's going to be foul on Utah State. It's going to go to Utah Valley.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful. I mean, they're not holding their restraining line too high, but they are up a little, defending a little higher up in the field, and you got to be aware, you know, if you're going to be flat there, you're going to have to watch for those quick through balls because Utah State can absolutely explode into those spaces.
Abby Jamison subbed in there in the first half. What do you like about Abby Jamison's game?
You know, she's got great pace. You know, she's got experience. She's played in college before prior to transferring here. She reads the game well. It's good to see her get in. You know, she didn't see a lot of time last year, so she's certainly put the work in to get on the field. And she's not afraid to get on the attack.
Utah State on the attack, but Duffin comes out and saves the ball before it goes out on the end line. And now Utah Valley will have it. There's the deep kick into Utah State defensive territory.
Yeah, Jessica has great ability in her distribution. She's very good at knowing when to play it short to her outside backs to get them going in the attack, and then she's got a great long ball distribution to get them really on the attack when needed, you know, and counterattack quickly.
Utah State coming the other way, so a lot of back and forth action, and there the pass goes out of play, and Wolverines will take back over. You mentioned this in the break, but it seemed like in those first 30 minutes, specifically the first 15, Utah Valley, great job possessing the ball, getting looks, and then Utah State had a moment where they were, and then both teams are going back and forth, and neither team, I think, has been able to regain possession since.
Yeah, it's been a game, you know, when you typical sometimes call it a soccer game, and both teams are playing between the 18-yard box and trying to find a way to get into that final attacking third and really actually penetrate the 18-yard box or get a good look from the outside. And I think that's what both teams are doing. They've come out aggressive, both teams this half, trying to get going.
Yep. Wolverines coming the other way. Now it's Fitzgerald on the right side. What will the Wolverines do here? There's a cross to number 4, Jamie Brown. And it should be a corner. Utah Valley, no.
Yeah, Jamie's someone I'd like to see get going this half. You know, Jamie's one of those quiet players you don't always notice, but she does a great job. She does the simple things really well. But she was a little quiet for me in the first half. Didn't see her demanding to get the ball. She seems to be a little more active coming out this second half, which will farewell for the Wolverines if she can get going.
We're about 5 minutes in here in the second. 0-0. Sipperly. Throw in for Utah Valley. It's going to go deep into Aggie territory, and Wooler will pick it up for the Aggies. Now's probably a good time to mention the record-setting attendance that we have here at Clyde Field. Last year's record was 1,355. That happened against Baylor. New record has been set tonight, shattering the previous record with 2,594. It is packed. Everyone's in the stands. There's people sitting in front of the stands. Great atmosphere here for Utah Valley. They'd love to get this win.
Yes, I'm sticking to my standing room only. It's exciting here.
It is exciting. Aggies kick over by us in the scores table. It'll be a Wolverine throw-in. Jamison right in front of me. Throws into Anderson. Anderson, you mentioned in the first half, she's been all over the place. Going from back line all the way to scoring opportunities. And let's see what the Wolverines can do here. Tries to go into the corner to Fitzpatrick, but unable to get there.
Yeah, Anderson, she's such a competitor. And Fitzpatrick, I mean, she's been running this line. I'd like to see the Wolverines maybe get a little bit of a switch of field, start getting a little bit more attack and a little bit of predictable down this right side right now.
Goal kick coming for the Aggies. Off the head of Weber. Now that Wolverines are going to try to track it down in that corner. They're going to kick to Duffin, and Duffin will kick it over to Collister, excuse me. Neither team, it seems like they've been able to kind of get into a rhythm here in the second half.
Yeah, I think they're both battling hard. I mean, they're trying to find their rhythms. They're trying to go at each other. I think it's just a hard-fought battle right now.
I agree. I mean, there's a lot, whenever you play an in-state team, I think there's just a little extra juice, a little motivation. Both teams want this win. You don't want to lose to an in-state foe. And I think you're seeing it. Like you mentioned, both teams are battling hard.
Certainly, and there's a lot of familiarity, and that's the hard thing. You're going to have to do something, mix something up, be a little different. When you know each other so well, you've got to do that little something extra special, and that's what it's going to take tonight. If the game keeps the pace it's at, it's going to take that one player is going to do something just a little extra special to pull that win out for their team.
And the familiarity, I would assume you're referencing that Brent Anderson went to Utah State and coached at Utah State, and both coaches know each other very well.
Well, and Alyssa playing for Heather Cairns, his assistant coach, and knowing her style of play, and again, these players growing up, and a lot of them being from the state of Utah and playing through high school and club and little leagues.
Yep. Aggies with it now. We're about 10 minutes in here in the second. 0-0. Nice play there from Sipperly to Anderson. Tried to pass it to a cutting Brianna McCarter. Utah State stopped it. Anderson again. Nice pass into Fitzpatrick, but Utah State breaks up the play.
It was a good inside run by Fitzpatrick.
Here's an opportunity for the Wolverines. Oh, another stellar defensive play from Utah State to stop the attack. They've had a few opportunities where it just seems like they're one pass away from having a great look. And both teams defensively have been able to stop those from turning into really dangerous opportunities.
Yeah, Utah State, they've got a good experienced backs line there. You're going to have to do something, like I said, extra special to break them down. They play in a tough conference. They've seen top attacks. So certainly Wolverines are going to have to, you're right, they're going to have to sharpen up that last pass to get in.
0-0 still. Both goalies with 2 saves. Been a few good looks from both teams. So we have a Utah State throw-in. That'll be number 6, Carly Campbell Zollinger. Taken away by the Wolverines. A lot of back and forth action here in the second. Fitzpatrick trying to take that one away, but Aggies will now advance into the offensive side of the field. See what the Aggies can do here. If they can steal one on the road. Who is going to strike first? Are we going to go to overtime? Back and forth. And we got a whistle here. It's going to stay for Utah State. A free kick coming for them.
It's a good battle between Lauren Harmon from Utah State and Brianna McCarter from UVU there in the center of the field. Two big bodies in there having a good battle.
Little pull there that did not go unnoticed. Brianna McCarter trying to use a little leverage to get in there and got called for it. Carter now with it. Will pass it ahead to Fitzgerald, advancing into the Aggie side. Player falls down, and we've got Jamison running down the right side. Getting close to that right angle. Cut off by number 10, Kelsey Anderson. Where's it going to go? To Utah State. We got a sub coming in for the Wolverines. Looks like number 19, Sheridan Fox.
I really like how the Wolverines are getting their outside back sprung forward this evening. I know that was another one of their goals. Both backs and both sides have been getting forward in the attack.
Wolverines advancing it. It's all near the center line. Now it's number 21, Sarah Sipperly. Both teams fighting for possession. Now Utah Valley comes away with it. They've got an opportunity, and it's just wide right. Sub coming in now. It'll be 19, Sheridan Fox for the Wolverines. See who she subs in for here.
Yeah, that was a good strike by Brianna. You know, earlier in the half we were wondering, should she be shooting from that far out? And we were talking about that's in her wheelhouse.
Yep.
She had a good look there again. And it's good to have someone in the attack that has that confidence from distance, because it certainly opens up the defense to come out and defend her a little more. Opens up some space in behind them.
And kind of sticking on that point on where players are comfortable and where their range is, how important is that as a coach to make sure that your players are comfortable taking it from places where they feel comfortable?
Well, you know, when I was coaching, I probably can speak for a lot of coaches, when you're training, you want your players to take risks in the training ground. That's where things are going to happen. That's where you're going to, develop and improve so that you feel comfortable to bring it into match play. If you're holding them back and saying, hey, that's not a great idea, not a great shot, they're not going to feel comfortable those times. So, I always feel like if you're in a game and you feel like you're going to strike a goal, strike it.
Yep, right. And you made a great point, I think, earlier in the first half, too, is there's really not a bad shot because you never know what's going to happen. We've seen plenty of highlights across the country where it rolls over the goalie's foot or they're not paying attention and it goes in, so.
We watched Carly Lloyd's 54-yard shot in the World Cup.
Exactly.
Yes.
You never know. And that was from a long way out, yeah. So there's Wolverine shots have been a lot closer than that.
Yeah.
Anderson trying to pass it ahead. Fitzgerald unable to get there. Nice idea, though. We're about 14 minutes in here in the second half. It's really been an even game right across the board. Wolverines got out to that hot start that we've referenced. Aggies have settled in, and ever since then it's been back and forth, dead even.
Yeah, it's been a pretty open game. There's not been one team, start of the second half that really has complete control for the other team. It's been kind of a back and forth, kind of exciting for the fans, but certainly, a team's trying to get here in rhythm and get an opportunity to get that first goal and get settled down in their play.
Aggies from the right angle, saved with ease by Jessica Duffin. More substitutions, this time for Utah State. Getting ready to check in will be number 3, Jessica Brooksby, and number 12, Alexa Hunt. And they'll come in right now. 30 minutes left here in Orem. We're at the 60th minute of play between the Wolverines and the Aggies. Substitutions walking onto the field now. Coming off for the Aggies is number 5, Josie Dare. And number 21, Sydney Dolzine. Can the Wolverines keep it in play here? That's number 20. Callie Susay.
No, earlier you asked me about one player that caught my attention. You know, another player I think that's been, strike. Has been Libby Weber there in the central midfielder for the Wolverines. She's been doing a great job at bonding up and ball winning in there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Let's check out the replay here as Utah State had a nice look, but just too far to the outside on that far post.
Now, Utah State's had some great strikes at goal, very dangerous strikes, and so, you know, there's something they've got to pay attention to here. You know, they're knocking.
Their quality of looks has increased as the matches went on, too.
Absolutely.
Wolverines near the center line. Here's a battle for the ball between number 4, Jamie Brown, and number 18, who comes away with it, Lauren Harmon.
Yeah, Lauren Harmon's been playing very well. She's very dynamic for Utah State in that midfield.
Fox, good play there to get possession back. Try to get to that corner. We got to run back to the right corner. Battle for the ball, but Aggies come away with it. Oh, great play there. Is there an opportunity for UVU? Holding. Let's see here, back to the Wolverines, going near the end line. And Wolverines will take the corner.
Great job to keep the ball alive on the attack there. I think we're number 6 corner kicks here, and they've got to be looking to try to finish off one of these set pieces. They certainly have had a lot of looks.
That was Taylor Kerr coming in there, and it's going to be Taylor on the corner. Will the Wolverines strike from the set piece? It's a good ball. Well played by the Aggies. Still in play, though. And the Wolverines will track it down. I think that's the best corner kick of the evening so far for UVU.
Yeah, I think it's best that they've gotten up in the air to challenge and attack. It was a good 50-50 challenge there.
Aggies kick it back into the Wolverine defensive side of the field. Crossing the center line now. Anderson. Fox back to Anderson on that left side. Can Anderson beat the defender? No. And it's going to be kicked back to Jeannie Wohler, and now the Aggies are coming the other way.
Yeah, that was a great counterattack pass from the goalkeeper to get them sprung well.
Yep.
UVU had a lot of numbers in the attack there. But I like that last series coming down the flank there for the Wolverines. They certainly did a great job possessing and getting in. So that's probably one of their better attacks that they've had start of the second half.
Melanie Osler will be checking in for the Wolverines, and for the Aggies, number 20, Jordan Chung-hoon. Checking out for the Wolverines is Abby Jameson.
Jordan Chung-hoon's right here out of our backyard in Orem, Utah.
Literally in the backyard.
Literally.
Timpanogos High School, a rival high school of my high school. I went to Pleasant Grove, so Timpanogos, that's a sore spot for us Pleasant Grove people. Checking out for the Aggies is number 4.
I was talking to Coach Cairns ahead of time in the game, and she's been really impressed with Jordan as a freshman. The minutes she's contributed to her squad, and looks forward to a great future with her.
Osler going out there to number 21. That's Sarah Sipperly. Now McCarter with it. Back to Sipperly. McCarter again. They're nearing the box and poked away by the Aggies.
Anderson's come back into the midfield here, and she's certainly been really dynamic in getting the Wolverines on the attack here.
Tracking the ball for the Aggies. Wesley Hamblin bringing it into the box now. And it's knocked away.
That's a good break up by Kelly Sue. That's just a fun name.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's McCarter coming down the side, nearing the box. Nice pass ahead. Do we have an opportunity? Oh! Getting there just in time, Jeannie Wohler. That was close.
Yeah, the Wolverines are getting some good looks, getting in behind Utah State here, starting to make that back line look just a little weary.
Here's the pass. Almost had an opportunity there, but Wohler came in, made the play. We're at about the 65th minute here, nearing that final fourth of this match. 0-0. A goal this late, that'd be tough to overcome.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time on the clock. Wesley Hamlin, the number 2 from Utah State on the flank, is really starting to pick up the attack for Utah State out there. Sarah Shipley's doing a good job with her, but she's certainly getting them in. Yeah, in soccer, we still think 5 minutes is a lot of time.
You know, you're not wrong. I mean, I was watching some old World Cup games leading up to this match, and I was watching the classic Abby Wambach header where they were down 2-1 with 10 minutes left, and it's like, all right. And even the announcers were saying, well, it'd be a miracle at this point, and boom, it happened.
Yep.
So, and we saw here in the first half, all you need is a few seconds. Utah State looked like the first half was about to end, and then magically an opportunity came out of nowhere.
Yeah, soccer, haven't played many years, is that game of never say never.
Yeah. The goal kick from Wohler goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Utah State. Katie Flynn getting ready to substitute in for the Aggies.
It will be interesting to see what team here down the stretch here in the final 10 to 15 minutes starts to take a little more risk.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, at what point, especially in a 0-0 game, at what point in the second half do you kind of turn it up a notch and really go for that game-winning goal? Still too soon?
Yeah, I think right now, you just gotta stick to your game plan right now. You're not behind, you're not ahead.
Right.
You gotta keep just trusting what you're trying to do. It's gonna depend on if someone does strike here. If it's still 0-0, I think both teams are gonna still play probably a little cautious. Probably look to see maybe if we go into the overtime period. It is, first goal, game-winning goal.
Yep. See if the Aggies can do anything with this opportunity. A lot of defenders back though for UVU. Into the left angle on the box. That's Brooksby. Let's see what she can do here. Passing. Looks like there's a look. And the Wolverine defenders sniff it out. I thought she had a shot there. She had taken it.
Yeah, she waited a little too long there. You don't get a lot of looks when you're in the box. You gotta strike in that frame that you're given, and she got shut down pretty good there by Sarah.
Oh yeah, that was a great stab to eliminate that opportunity. Aggies still with possession though, and as I say that, it's taken away and given back. And now we have Sheridan Fox near the center line. Taylor Kirk heading towards the center of the field. Now they're going to go to the left side, and that shot attempt is knocked away by an Aggie defender.
Yeah, it's the first time we see Jamie Brown tonight trying to get a look at goal. Unfortunately, didn't get the strike off that she was hoping.
We've got a redshirt freshman from Pleasant Grove. Lakin Flinders will be checking in for the Wolverines, and also for the Aggies, number 40, Katie Flynn.
Yeah, actually, Lakin Flinders is actually a true freshman this year for the Wolverines. So this will be the third true freshman they have coming in, I believe, into the match.
Wow.
Be exciting to see how this Wolverine team develops over the year. I know Coach Anderson was very excited about his incoming freshman class. Thought they're going to be able to contribute early, and we see some already getting in pretty early.
You know, Coach Anderson said this a few days ago at practice. You know, this is a well-rounded attack. You know, some teams depend on a few players to do the majority of the scoring, but not the Wolverines. They have numerous players who are a threat to score at any time, and I think you're seeing that with the depth. When you're playing true freshmen, you've got deep, talented team. And
you know, that's really true. You know, I've been here for 3 years at UVU and I've had the opportunity to watch this team, and that's a absolutely great statement by Coach Anderson. They've done a great job in developing players that they can all score goals. And you have to pay attention to a lot of players. It's not just one person you're focusing in, defending on the attack. I mean, they can strike from different areas.
Wolverines and Osler, but I think that's poked out by Utah State. Should be a throw-in for the Wolverines. No, it's going to be Utah State. I thought that one was out on Utah State, but I was wrong. Nice by the Wolverines to win that challenge. But Aggies are coming the other way, and now Anderson takes it away.
You know, it's been a little fun for me having had the privilege and honor to be able to watch these girls train and develop. It's just to see some of the sophomores this year develop from their freshman year, just their physical strength alone with the program they've been on. It just they look really good.
Is that, you know, you've coached so long. At what level do you see a big jump? Is it from that freshman to sophomore year?
Yeah, that's usually, you know, a big jump for some. It can be between that sophomore, junior year. It just comes with maturity and experience and the speed of play, picking up, you know, the physicality of the game. You know, some can come in right away, as you see.
Man, that was a close opportunity for UVU.
You know, you see someone like Lindley Brown. She's able to come in right away and match up with physicality. You can see some freshmen are getting a little bounced around a little more. It's just getting used to that.
That was a great opportunity for the Wolverines. A solid header, but an equally solid save from Jeannie Wohler. Both goalkeepers have done a nice job in this game. Under 20 minutes left here between in-state rivals, Wolverines and Aggies. Aggies at the center line, that's number 20, Jordan Chung-hoon. Passing and taken away from the Aggies by UVU.
I'm not sure I'd want to go down Sarah Sipley's side myself. She's been tackling everything tonight.
She's been impressive. She was great in that first half, and she's continued that here in the second. Anderson knocked away.
Anderson's getting into some great attacking pockets, but her last touch on the ball is failing her a little bit to get that strike off. So if she can clean that up, she's going to have some good look at goals here.
Aggies near the center line. Lauren Harmon now right in front of the fans. The record-setting attendance here. Nearly 2,600 fans. Breaking the previous record of 1,533.
Just a great sea of green over there.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You know, something I've noticed, I went to school here a few years ago. You know, I first started going to school here when it was UVSC, and just the passion and support for the athletic program is growing every year. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you know, when they went Division I, that certainly brought a great interest.
Yep.
And our programs have been doing well.
Yep.
You know, they've been growing and having success early in the conference, and they're just going to keep getting better.
Nice takeaway there for the Wolverines. Libby coming the other way, and then they're going to pass it down to number 14, Taylor Kirk. There's an opportunity. Still loose. Oh, man. Aggies get it away at the last second. I thought that one was going in.
I tell you, this game is going to be a battle of goalkeeping. I mean, Coach Karen thinks her keeper is great. She's had a stellar season. Jessica Duffin's obviously been a preseason WAC defensive player selection. They've come up big for their teams tonight.
Aggie coaches yelling to their players to play simple. We're in the 75th minute. Substitutions coming for the Wolverines. 3 of them. Incoming is number 23, Riley Gritton. Number 12, Lindley Brown. Number 9, Tori Smith.
First time we've seen Cassandra Anderson come off the field. Coach Anderson probably just giving her a little bit of break because she has been all over the field tonight. Good to see Riley Gritton get in. She was a highly recruited and talented young lady that didn't get to see a lot of playing time last year due to some injuries, so it's good to see her get on the field tonight.
Who is going to come through here in this match? 0-0. Wolverines just put in some fresh bodies here down the stretch, and this is when it gets really exciting because at any moment you feel like a goal can happen and it'll have a big impact on the game. Sub coming for Utah State. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Well, certainly, you're absolutely right. As you get in the later stages of the game, once you strike, that certainly gets a team under pressure.
Yep.
And changes the whole outlook of the game.
Substitution that came in for the Aggies was number 12, Alexa Hunt. And it's going to be a free kick for Utah State. We're in the 76th minute, 0-0. Aggies at the center line. Now the Wolverines are going to take it away. What do you think is going to be the difference down the stretch? I mean, from all your years of coaching, in a 0-0 match with 15 minutes to go, what is that characteristic, what is that trait that your team needs in crucial moments to squeeze one out?
There's a couple things. It's going to be that team that, has trained to be in that mental toughness, that physical toughness in later stages as you're getting tired. They can stay focused and patient. They can stay on their game plan. Don't get panicked about the game and the result. Stick to what they're doing and knowing, it's a long game and you can score all the way down to the last minute. And then again, it goes back to it's going to be that one special play. When you're in a match like this, where not one team is completely dominating over the other, I do think the Wolverines have had a little more better to play at times.
Yep.
But certainly not just a complete dominance of the game. It's going to take that one special play and that just focus. I mean, you see both teams are getting inside the box and then the keepers are coming up with these great saves that someone's got to push in the back of the net. Whether they take the keeper with them, they gotta go for it.
Free kick coming for Utah State on the foul that was committed by Sarah Sipperly. She's been active all night.
Yeah, for a young line that's has had to make some adjustments, and from people from graduating out of that back line. Sarah Rank is not here this year. She's left on a mission.
That was dangerous.
I certainly think the Wolverines are doing a good job back there against a very experienced Aggie team. They're used to being those type of matches in the Mountain West Conference. They have opponents in their conference that have been in top 25 situations. So I think they're holding their own and doing well.
Subs for Utah State, number 2 and number 4, Wesley Hamblin and Cheyenne Terukina. Nearing the 80th minute, 0-0. If this goes to overtime, first one to score wins. A little different than what they do at least the World Cup. Do they do that at other levels as well? Because they
first one to score wins. You're giving up my soccer thing where anything can happen.
Anything can happen. But in this scenario, if we go to overtime, anytime someone scores, that is
in overtime, yes.
Yes, that is the end of anything can happen.
Yes.
But I was just trying to point out that here in overtime, it's sudden death.
Yes, absolutely.
Where I think someone like me who's definitely not as experienced as you are familiar with the kind of 2 overtime 15-minute periods.
That's the exciting part when you get in overtime and it's a sudden goal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of action at the center line here in the second half. Aggies trying to break through and have a good look. They'd love to steal this one on the road here in Orem.
Woo. Coach Anderson just had a momentary heart attack there.
The Aggies and the Wolverines have played 6 times. It's 5-1 in favor of Utah State. There's a whistle blown. Who's it going to go against?
Okay. So she had a little bit. She had a little bit of arm there on Brianna McCarter.
Utah State unhappy with the call. Replay looked like it could have went either way, but it's going to go in favor of Utah State right outside the box in that right angle.
Yeah, Rachel Warner had her arm up a little bit there, so I think that caught the attention of the official.
Osler with the cross. The header. It goes in for Utah Valley University in the 80th minute. They go up 1-0. Sensational. Got to get a replay on this, Kimberly. There's the cross. Who's on the goal? Is that Fitzpatrick? Couldn't tell from that look.
Yeah, it was a great bending ball. It hesitated the keeper from coming out. And then Wolverine player got an inside run there, not marked up well, and got her head on it, and great finish.
Gorgeous header and finish, and the Wolverines take the lead, 1-0 in the 80th minute.
Now I know if I'm Coach Anderson, haven't been in this situation many times. Now you're talking to team, can you keep yourself disciplined? You know, you got 9 minutes to go here, just over 9 minutes.
I think it was Sydney Fitzpatrick, but I can't definitively say that it was. But that's my guess.
We just know it was a Wolverine goal.
That's all that matters, is that it was a Wolverine goal if you're a Wolverine fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
9 minutes left here, 1-0 Wolverines. It was a set piece from just outside the box. Gorgeous cross on the inside from Melanie Osler, a junior from Kaysville, Utah, and a finish on the other end.
It's good to see them get rewarded because, you know, they've had a lot of set pieces from the corners. I mean, they've been creating those opportunities. It's good to see them come off with something.
It was actually Tori Smith, officially Tori Smith, who scored the goal. So I was wrong. I was almost positive that it was.
It's okay. It's a Wolverine goal.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I'm so worried in the details, I just keep forgetting that it's 1-0. Now, how does it change for Utah State here with 8 minutes to go? Do they abandon game plan and just go all out offensive?
Well, I don't think they completely abandon, but they are going to have to take some risks. They're going to have to get, you know, that back line's going to have to pull up a little higher. They've been sitting a little deep, which I think has been causing a little bit of their defensive problems this half. They're going to have to get some numbers forward. You know, right now you see just number 3 posting up there, and everyone's behind the ball. They're going to have to take some risks and get some players further up the field.
A second goal here would make this very difficult for Utah State, but they kick it out of play, and we have substitutions for the Aggies.
You know, you always hear that saying in soccer, you know, after you've been scored on or you score, those next 5 minutes are really critical. And I think that's probably what Coach is talking about. Can you get this goal and seal this game away right now, but not get undisciplined defensively?
Yep.
You know, we don't need to throw tons of numbers forward. We certainly don't want to sit back, but, you know, don't be throwing numbers and getting out of defensive shape at this time.
We're here in the 83rd minute, not the 93rd minute. Got to check myself there. Duffin with the long kick back into Aggie territory. Wolverines still pressing offensively. Second goal here would be nearly impossible to overcome with such little time left. There's another cross. It's kicked past the end line. It'll be a corner for Utah.
You know, Melanie's pretty fortunate there. She had complete freeway to cut towards goal, and she ended up going in line. Kind of took away her shot and cross opportunity. Luckily, they still got a quarter kick out of this.
The goal happened 4 minutes ago. It was in the 80th minute from Tori Smith, a header off a set piece and a cross from Melanie Osler. And the Wolverines are a few minutes away from their second win against in-state rival Utah State. Can they hold on? There's another cross, and that is going to be saved by Jeannie Wohler.
Yeah, that was a well-driven ball into the box. A little difficult to clear, but Utah State did a good job with that. And unfortunately, right there for Lindley Brown, ball just popped up and hit her arm for a free kick for Utah State.
Yep. We're in the 85th minute now. Wolverines hoping the time will expire before the Aggies can equalize at 1. There's an interception from the Wolverines. They're coming the other way. Still on the attack. They've got an opportunity here, and that kick goes left and well beyond the far post.
Jamie Brown's had 2 looks this half, and one with the left foot, one with the right. She kind of got a little bit miskicked and probably wants both those back, but did a good job trying to penetrate and kept with it.
Let's check out the replay here. Nearing that line, took it with the right, and it just curved past that end line off the far post. No danger there for Utah State, but the danger is the clock.
Yeah, and you can see Utah State's making some adjustments here. They're starting to put numbers forward, and the Wolverines are going to have to be careful. They've got caught flat a couple times. They want to make sure in this down the stretch here, they want to give a little depth.
Well, and do you remember the moment, I believe it was around the 50th minute, where an Aggie defender just snuck behind over here and had the opportunity but was unable to control the ball, and then it thwarted the attack. But they've had a few opportunities where they've snuck behind and had good looks. They've just been unable to complete. Aggies approaching that corner just outside the box.
Another great job by Sarah Sipley here, containing number 3 on the attack.
She's been a superstar defender out there.
She's done a great job tonight.
So it looks like we're going to have a free kick for Utah State just outside the box near that far corner. Wolverines just to the right of us. They can taste an in-state win.
It's kind of a little dangerous area for a free kick here just outside the 18.
What will the Aggies do? Will they equalize? Knocked out by Duffin and then kicked out of play and right in front of a car, trying to exit the premise.
That was just a great left-footed shot by Jessica Brooksby. I mean, Jessica had to come up on a big save there near post.
That was a great shot from Brooksby. She's had a few that have been very dangerous. And now we've got the Aggie corner. That one's going to be knocked away by Lindley Brown. That'll set up another Utah State corner.
Yeah, this is what you don't want happening later stages. You're trying to hold on to the game, and you're giving up a set piece after a set piece. It's got to be a good clearer, and they've got to work hard to get this ball out.
Brooksby in the corner for the Aggies. She's been close a few times tonight. That's popped up. Is that going to be another corner for Utah State on the other side? Yes, it is. So that's 3 consecutive corners.
Yeah, this is what coach is not wanting to happen right now.
It'll be Brooksby again. That last ball was very nice, right in the center. Knocked away. 2.5 minutes left here. Can the Wolverines hold on? They scored in the 80th minute. Here's another corner. That's in. The header. Oh, it's saved. That was a great look, but a better save by Duffin. Now you know why.
This is why she's Defensive Player of the Year preseason.
Woo! Let's check out the replay. Dives out to the left. Great reaction from her to save that, because that was a great look. That was close.
You know, one thing I always said, if you have a great goalkeeper and your team has confidence in it, you're going to come up with big moments.
That was the biggest moment so far for the preseason Defensive Player of the Year, Jessica Duffin, diving to her left to keep the header out, stopping an equalizing opportunity for the Aggies. And now we've got 90 seconds left here, roughly. Wolverines keep it in the corner. Aggies pressing, and they let that go out. That will go off of Utah State, and it'll be a throw-in for UVU.
Here's just a perfect example of Cassandra Anderson's work ethic. You know, Melanie Osler pushed it down the corner. They're trying to kill some time off. It probably was sent a little too prematurely in with no one there to hold on to it. And here comes Cassandra streaking across to keep that ball pinned down in the Aggie defensive end. So great job by her.
1 minute remaining. Wolverines 1-0 on a Torrey Smith goal in the 80th minute. We've got a foul on UVU, and that'll be a free kick for Utah State, but they're running out of time, and they've got a long way to go. They want another crack at it before clock expires. They had a great look a minute ago and a tremendous save by one of the captains. Now can the Wolverines go up 2-0? No. Good shot, though, saved by Utah State. They've got 20 seconds left. They've got to hurry if they want another crack. Oh. 10 seconds left. If the Wolverines win here, looks like they're going to be able to take the clock out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's it! Utah Valley with their second ever win over Utah State on a record-setting night here at Clyde Field. It was Torrey Smith in the 80th minute on a gorgeous set piece and pass across from Melanie Osler. The Wolverines celebrate in front of their fans. The fans are running in to celebrate with them. This is a great moment for the Utah Valley University women's soccer program. They're waving the flag. They rush the field. I'm almost speechless for those players because I know how awesome and exciting it is for them. You don't come across these type of moments that often.
Well, you're absolutely right. There are great moments in soccer, but particularly when you have a chance to beat an in-state rival who's been a very good team. You know, Utah State, hats off to them to a great match tonight. They played well, but just hats off to UVU.
Absolute great finish. Let's go to the highlights. I got to see that goal again. There was the kind of 50-50 ball there and challenge. See what we have here. As Fox tried to line one up, but it was saved by Woolley. Wow. That was a great second half, and especially final 15-20 minutes. Just both teams had opportunities. Utah State had opportunities, but it was Utah Valley right here. This is the game-winning play, the header from Torrey Smith.
You know, UVU down the stretch the last 10 to 15 minutes really went hard on the attack, and it paid off for them. You know, they were creating opportunities to have set pieces. They weren't finishing. They just did a great job on their last set piece to finish.
And here is the save that kept the game intact for Utah Valley. 1-0 here in Orem, Utah. The women's soccer team with a big win. That's the second consecutive shutout for Duffin, and she needed every save to keep that one from being tied at 1-1 and going to overtime. And fantastic. That's gotta be a tough one for Utah State, but Utah Valley fought hard. They started hot. Utah State kind of came back, and it was even all the way to the end, but a couple more plays were made by Utah Valley.
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Anderson and staff tonight, I think they did a great job in staying with their game plan and worked on the things they focused on, and hats off to them and a great win tonight.
Player of the game quickly for you, for Utah Valley?
Well, I think Cassandra Anderson was everywhere, and I think you got to give hats off to Jessica Duffin, who came out with a critical save at a critical moment to secure that win for them tonight.
She's Kimberly O'Brien. I'm Matthew Biamonte. Thanks for tuning in to another women's soccer match. Wonderful. Great finish for the Wolverines, and we hope you have a wonderful evening. 1-0 UVU over Utah State.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Okay, I need A2. Audio, would you have A2 turn the cameras off down there? We have somebody, tell you what, camera number, yeah, send the count, tell them. Camera 4, would you go turn off all the cameras on the camera control unit? Because you're right there. Okay, camera 4 is going to turn our cameras off. Okay, we need to get down there and help him.
A2. A2, can you hear me? Joe, you there? I had camera 4 did it. So.